Wouldn't it be nice if you could make these kinds of products with only a small amount of effort? Now with PlasmaCAM, you can.
Hello, I'm Stan. You know, I'm a nuts and bolts kind of guy who doesn't know much about computers. Under normal circumstances, I would not have tried to operate a computer-controlled machine. But then I discovered PlasmaCAM. And it wasn't long before I was able to cut out of metal just about any shape imaginable. I can make really impressive metal art projects I never could have made by hand. It amazes me how easily designs from pictures, drawings, and computer files can be turned into finished metal pieces. I can also make all kinds of precise mechanical parts. I can do everything from detailed custom work to mass production. During the next few minutes, I'll show you how you can do this too. PlasmaCAM's computerized plasma cutting system is powerful yet easy to use.
The robotic cutting table plugs into your computer just like a printer. The machine uses your ordinary hand plasma torch to do the cutting. It's easy to remove in case you need to cut by hand.
This patented system includes the PlasmaCAM software, a Windows-based program that runs on your PC. The program is used both for creating designs and for controlling the cutting table.
To see how well the machine works, let's design and make some example projects.
The PlasmaCAM software lets you cut shapes from pictures or paper drawings. Suppose we wanted to make 200 copies of this leaf.
First, we scan the picture with a computer scanner. The scanner turns the image into a Windows bitmap file. Next, we import the image into the PlasmaCAM program. The image is converted into the smooth silhouette profile that we want to cut. Let's fix the rotation of the leaf so it lies vertically. Now, let's say we want this leaf to be 6 inches long. We simply scale it to that size. I'm going to convert the leaf to a cut path and place it where I want it cut from the sheet of metal. It's easy to copy parts and make nested arrays. When I'm ready, I simply tell the machine to cut the leaves out. To change the cut speed while the machine is running, I just turn the dial. Other settings, like the torch height, are easy to change too. At 300 inches per minute, it's amazing how fast the machine cuts these leaves.
Our business is production oriented. We have several restaurants we fabricate for, accounts all over the U.S. When we were cutting by hand, I could not have attained the levels of production that I do now with one PlasmaCAM. We've been operating the PlasmaCAM for 3 years now. It's really proven itself in this shop. The ease of operation is really one of its high points. We come up with our own designs, scan them into the computer, import them to the PlasmaCAM and just do the minimal cleanup, and we're off and cutting. Another key feature to the machine is the detail, the incredible detail that's attained by this machine. You can see in the elk there that you just couldn't get that by hand. That is the key to my operation, is that detail. The bottom line is this machine makes me money.
The PlasmaCAM software lets you create custom projects from ordinary clip art and fonts on your computer.
For example, let's design an address sign using this mountain lion and this creative-looking font, both from a generic clip art CD. First, we import the mountain lion as a DXF file. We need to delete these extra lines that aren't part of the shape we want to cut. To draw the text, we type in the numbers we need. We can select and use any font from the list. Now, let's draw a base for the mountain lion to stand on and for the numbers to attach to. Let's make the numbers shorter so they look wide. And let's slant the numbers back a little too. We need to move all the parts in place and trim out the segments that we don't want to cut. Finally, we link the pieces together and convert the sign to cut paths.
Notice that our sheet has already been used to cut out a lot of parts, but I think we'll have just enough room in this area for our sign.
We can manually jog the torch over to this location. The computer screen always shows us where the torch is on the table. Once the torch is in the right place, we can move the sign over there too. Just to make sure we have enough material to cut the sign, we can tell the machine to move to various points along the edge of the sign. Now, we just tell the machine to cut out the part.
The PlasmaCAM software controls and tracks the machine in real time, providing a visual link between the designs on screen and the shapes being cut. While the machine is running, you can change speeds or even the cutting height from your computer. With the PlasmaCAM software, it's amazing how quickly your ideas turn into outstanding products.
The design process is super important to us because we need to be able to design something and possibly make changes without a lot of time invested. A lot of the things we make are usually only one piece, and PlasmaCAM allows us to draw and edit things in a timely and efficient manner. And you can set it over to the production of something. It's a simple thing to do with the software that's provided with the machine. And the art side, you can change things and twist pictures around, make things however you want, and kind of experiment. That really helps. It's a great thing to be able to bring things out of your imagination in the real world and out of something as lasting as metal.
Even really complex art designs are simple to make with PlasmaCAM. For example, let's cut a 10-foot-long copy of this art scene.
First, we scan the hand-drawn artwork and bring it into the program. Next, we scale the scene to 10 feet long. Let's rotate and place the scene where we want it cut from the sheet. Notice that the scene has a long, straight side. Instead of cutting this side, we have the option to line it up with the edge of the sheet. This makes better use of the material and reduces cutting time. Finally, we convert the scene to cut paths and tell the machine to cut it. Suppose we needed to stop the machine for some reason. After hitting the stop button, we can use the dial to trace along the path being cut. We can recut an area or resume the cutting where we left off. The machine automatically breaks up large parts like this into sections. After cutting the first section, it pauses so we can index the material through. To resume cutting on the next section, we just press the start button. The PlasmaCAM software lets you automatically cut big shapes like this, up to 20 feet long.
When we first cut this shape with our $500,000 laser cutter, it took our best CAD programmers all day long and required special software. Even afterwards, we still had problems because this machine only has enough memory to cut 1/4 of the shape at one time. We were really amazed to find out that the PlasmaCAM software can convert and cut shapes like these in a few minutes and can manage dozens of such complex shapes all at once. I am really impressed with PlasmaCAM and appreciate how they make it easy for computer illiterates like me. I don't want to be a computer genius. I just want to be able to cut out my designs.
PlasmaCAM works just as well for cutting geometric parts as it does for cutting metal art. The software lets you draw parts accurately, right on the screen. For example, this part is being drawn to exact dimensions in only 14 seconds. The part is then cut without the need to make a template or machine program.
Purchased a PlasmaCAM system about 3 years ago. The system allows me to go from a concept or a thought to a drawing to a finished part to a prototype part. Just that simple. This thing saved us so much time and so much effort. It's just incredible. This is typical of a system that will do. This is a stainless steel exhaust system for a turbocharger. The flanges on this system will come off of the PlasmaCAM. I haven't seen anything we can't do with this thing. It's a well thought out tool. It really is. It allows us to move out and just make parts. I mean, just make pieces. To me, that's what it's all about.
The PlasmaCAM software allows you to cut parts from CAD drawings. For example, suppose someone gives us this drawing on disk in DXF format. We simply import the file into the program. Let's zoom in close to look at the edge of this sprocket. Notice that this is a really messy drawing with all sorts of individual broken lines, gaps between them, and even segments that overlap other segments. If we could tell the machine to cut the shape out just the way it is now, it would have to cut each little piece one at a time, and they would likely not be cut in order. What we really want is for the program to link together all of these pieces and form a continuous path that the machine will cut along. When I select a piece and choose the Link command, all of the nearby pieces are joined together and the extra overlapping pieces are erased, leaving a perfectly cleaned up part. Now watch what happens when I tell the program to convert the sprocket into a cut path. It adds little pierce points off of the path for the perimeter and for each hole found on the inside. If we compare the cut paths to the original shape, you can also see that the cut paths are offset from the original to compensate for the kerf width of the torch. Even though your torch removes this slot of material, your parts will be accurate. The PlasmaCAM software is so quick about fixing up drawings and preparing them for cutting that I'll bet you didn't even notice me doing the same operations to all the other parts we cut. Before we cut this sprocket, let's see how long it will take to cut. Using the measure command, I can see that the sprocket will require 20 pierces and a net cutting length of 135 inches. At a cut speed of 200 inches per minute, I can estimate that this part will take just over a minute to cut. The machine automatically knows to cut the holes first, before cutting the outline of a part. Making new parts becomes so easy that your whole approach to design and production will change.
When we were setting up for production, we realized that we needed a new part for this motor. It needed to mount an electrical connector, route wires, and support a tension cable. We're used to paying hundreds of dollars and waiting a month to 2 months to even see a part like this. Thanks to our PlasmaCAM machine, this part was designed, drawn, cut, bent, and installed by one person in 1 hour, and the part fit perfectly.
The PlasmaCAM machine is rugged, built to perform in heavy production. These bucket ears are being cut from 1-inch thick steel plate.
Hi, I'm Greg with Fouts Motorsports, and we build custom off-road race cars here. Recently, we gave 3 DXF files that we created with AutoCAD to a neighbor who has a PlasmaCAM machine, and he cut 40 parts for us within 5/1000 of an inch in about the time we could have cut one part.